EPP31. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Cosplay Podcast, episode number 30. What? 31! I can't believe it! We've done 31 of these episodes! And all of you buggers keep coming back! But seriously, I'm really grateful, and it's like, we got a thing going. Considering you've come back for, well, majority of you come back for many of them. I can't even remember how many episodes some of you've done because, Leo, I can't remember. But anyway, introductions. We have Kyoto Creations, otherwise known as Sophie Harbour. How are you doing?
I'm alright. A bit tired, but I'll be good. I'm fine.
And we got a Daedric Terry cosplay. That is right, isn't it? Because I probably, I always
close. You got it in wrong order.
Oh, okay, cool. I think I fluffed it up every time I introduce you. That's gonna be a new tradition.
People will figure it out. Sweet.
Terry J. Tompkins. What's the J stand for in Tompkins? I mean, the J Tompkins.
James. I was gonna say it's J.
Oh, Homer Simpson reference.
Yeah.
And Heartbound cosplay, we have Christian Clark.
Pew pew pew.
Yes, and do you know what's really great? We do these really cool introductions, and the cameras freeze. And at the minute, and Sophie, the way it's froze at Sophie at point is when she's just swinging her head across. It's quite funny.
No.
Yes, folks, those who are still continuing to watch my show will know my cameras. Yep, it's my laptop. It is dying. Eventually, I think as we pointed off here, I probably should upgrade my damn shit because it's like it's been like this for the past 10 episodes. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you buy a laptop that's $1,000, it should last a really long time.
If you compare it to the new iPhone, that means nothing.
Well, to be honest with you, didn't they say that if your hardware is over 6 months old, it is already old, whereas this laptop is like 4 years old.
My PC is 7 years old. It's actually older than my son.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh! It's still going strong, it's still working, it's not died yet.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally it kicks in and makes some strange noises, but just, give it a tap and it's okay again.
Do you know what? That's a stereotype, but it's like at work I've got this stupid little cam phone, which is, obviously it's like a little work thing. And it's like when you tap it, it actually legit comes back to life, even though it's like an iPhone.
Yeah.
And of course and dispelling the myth that eye products are all that. But anyway, let's actually get the show going. So, what have we been making? Sophie, you're actually not making Anna anymore, are you?
No, I finished. Took 4 months, 10 days, 2 months.
Only 4 months?
Only 4, yeah.
Only 4 months.
But it's done now. And it debuted at Kita, and I had a great time. And it isn't as warm as I thought it would be, so that's a plus. And it was just really easy to put on and off, which I didn't think it would be, so that was another plus. It means that I can jump out of it quickly in an emergency. And had a good day in it. And now I'm working on Gaston from live action Beauty and the Beast and another Overwatch cosplay that is for a friend of mine. So building another one, but I don't get to keep this one. Taking up too much space in the kitchen.
Oh, Commander Morrison, I believe.
Strike Commander Morrison, yeah. Yeah, it'll be debuting at Brum, MCM Brum in November, so, yeah.
Sweet, okay, and get this out of the way. I am not, even though I'm still working on some Wukong, I'm actually not working on it for once. I'm actually doing a bombshell Batman coat, just the coat. So in theory, maybe I should be able to do it in 1 week, though knowing me, because it's payday this Friday, I'll probably goof off, so it'll probably take a week and a couple of days afterwards. I'm sorry, if it's payday, it's like, yay, I could do extravagant things, I could go to a steakhouse.
I wish I could. I got to pay for London hotels still yet.
Ooh.
Sad times.
Oh, what? You're actually coming to MCM?
Yeah? Didn't you know?
Oh, okay, I might actually see you down there because I got that. Do you know what? It happens every time I go to Dragon Con. Yep. Do you know what? I'm gonna have a little counter of how many times I talk about Dragon Con. Let's put it right at the bottom of the screen right there, and it'll keep score throughout the whole of the thing. So that's one ding. And it's like, yeah, every time I go to Dragon Con, it's like, oh man, I really miss conventions because I don't go to them. Oh, okay, whatever. I've now got that urge to, yeah, just for science, I want to see how well received Sun Wukong is, because I was really super surprised how many people recognize Sun Wukong. It's like, they didn't actually just say Monkey King, they said, wow, are you Sun Wukong? I didn't even leave the hotel, and somebody said, hey, you're Sun Wukong! So I'm just...
He is iconic, so...
Well, yeah, he's a mythological figure, but it's like, I don't know, I just didn't think a lot of people would be aware of a Chinese mythological figure. That didn't occur to me. So just for science, I am curious how well received it would be in London. So I might just do it. I might literally only do it for one day, or for as long as I could stomach MCM, because obviously I've got issues with MCM because it sucks. It really, really sucks. But the cool thing is, because I was thinking, oh, I could go to Birmingham instead, but I didn't realise, oh wait, that's going to cost me more money. So I might as well, if I'm having a bad time, I could just walk home. But anyway, that's what can be done. I'm going to do a bombshell coat for a friend because I made a coat for him last year which was absolutely bloody terrible, and yeah, and it's the case of when you mess up you gotta fess up and say, yeah, I messed up. So I said to him, yeah, I'll sort you out with another coat. So he then came back and said, yeah, instead of remaking the coat, could you make me a bombshell Batman one? I looked at it and I thought, actually, yeah, this is a lot easier. So yeah, sweet. But anyway, Christian, can you actually reveal what you were keeping a bloody secret for forever?
No, because they still haven't released it.
Bloody hell.
It's because I think they're still filming, so I don't actually... I haven't been in contact with them, so...
What are they filming? Apocalypse Now?
I can't say.
Okay, it's Apocalypse Now Cosplay Edition. And then there'll be a making of, which will be just as infamous as the film. Yeah, for those unaware, just Google Apocalypse Now. Yeah, you'll see what that joke is. Anyway, Terry!
Hello.
What are you making now?
I'm being an idiot again and making 3 costumes in a month.
Oh, God.
Does this have something to do with your kiddies?
No, it's to London, so it's got to be ready for the end of October.
3
I'm just...
3 costumes?
Yeah. 1 for each day. So... For Friday,
Alright.
I'm making... I don't know how well people are aware of Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'm making Sparky Boom Man, or Combustion Man as he's known.
Okay.
I've recycled the Giant, so the Giant's decommissioned now, and I'm making a Forsworn Ravager.
Okay, I'm familiar with those, yeah.
And for the Sunday, I'm making Aang from The Last Airbender.
Oh, aren't you already finished with that? Because I saw your test robes, your first test robes kind of look...
I've still got some sewing to do on it. It's not a lot.
Oh, okay.
I've still got to sew some kind of, you know, like kids' plimsolls. You know, like what they wear for PE. I need some of them, but adult size, because I'm not going to be able to cram my foot in.
Primark.
I'll try that. There's a Primark near my work, so I could just pop in.
They're probably about £8.
That'll do me.
God damn. Do they still issue them out for PE? Because those are horrid shoes. They really fuck your foot over. But I mean,
I just want the trainers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure. I mean, okay, maybe for primary schools if they're not doing
I just
anything
want
trendy-ish.
Well, my kids have got them, so they still exist.
Oh, okay. I guess. Yeah, I guess for like when you're that small, you're that lightweight, it's okay. But I'm just thinking, yeah, because I did try wearing them recently. I just realized, really, god damn, you can really mess your feet up with them.
Well, I'm not planning on doing any marathons or anything, so...
Yeah, well, in my case, I was trying to do parkour, so yeah, that's probably why.
And to be honest, after wearing Illidan's hooves, I think I'll survive. Because they nearly killed me.
Oh, actually...
Literally, I fell over, so...
Oh, okay, here's a hack for all cosplayers. Insoles. Gel insoles. They make a massive bloody difference, because I didn't wear any gel insoles for Captain Connor, because... I'm not sure why. I don't know. I just went retarded or whatever. My legs were proper dying. I of course buy some gel insoles. I put them in some Wukong. absolutely had no issue.
The problem with that is, though, with the hooves, I was literally on my tippy toes. So all my weight was on the ball of my foot and my toes.
Okay.
If I put my weight onto my heels, I would have fell back.
Okay.
Because, you know, the way the hooves are designed. I say designed, I made it out of some pallets from work, so it's a bit of a bodge job, to be honest.
Okay. Christian! Sorry. Christian, I think we can hear your MGS5.
Better.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Plimsolls and what we're making. Right, let's do some con roundups. Right, yeah, that's one of the great things about this show is being off for a long time. We have a lot to talk about. It's a bit ironic because as we film this, which is what is it? It's the 25th, isn't it? But yesterday you had 5 cons going on at once. What was it? As we were saying, it was Fort Bubble, MCM Scotland. Was it Glasgow or Edinburgh?
Glasgow.
Yeah, I think Glasgow. Cardiff Film and Comic Con, and I forgot the other 2.
I forgot as well.
Okay, there were notable ones anyway.
Yeah, there was another one, wasn't
But
there was DEF CON down here.
EGX.
oh, of course. How could we leave that one out? But obviously, none of us went there, so we can't talk about it. So I don't know. Maybe the next episode we will recap on the episode. But still, it sort of tells you there's too many cons, not so many days in a week, and not so many budgets for everyone to go to them all. And you have to pick and choose.
There was another event on it. It's not cosplay related, it's game related. It was Rune Fest for RuneScape was on as well this weekend.
Is that still a game?
Yeah, I'm playing it. Well, playing it earlier on.
Oh, okay, that's still got a sizable following. To be honest, I keep seeing it whenever you go on Twitch. And you're looking through the games because it's the case. I don't know. It's not necessarily an accurate barometer because I used to be in the fighting games. And I was just seeing, okay, how well is Marvel Infinite doing? And I'm just seeing, wow, it's behind RuneScape, it's behind... So that's all it tells you, yeah, there's still enough people playing it that they want to watch somebody stream it.
Well, I know me and Ryan still play it, and there's a few of us as well that play it as well, so it's not dead. But yeah, that event was on as well this weekend, so technically you could say there was 6, because people do go in costume as well.
Okay. Is it basically like WoW then? It's basically an MMO.
Exactly the same.
Oh, so what's the difference then? It's just its own thing then.
Yeah, can't remember which is older. They're about the same age, by a few years. But I'd heard of RuneScape before World of Warcraft.
Oh.
World of Warcraft's about 20 years old.
Yeah, RuneScape's not far behind.
Yeah, but it's still going strong, and it's the only MMO that can still have the audacity to charge people a fee. And
do you want to hear a fun fact about Blizzard?
Go on then.
The guy who made it took a 10 grand loan from his nan.
What if he's paid it back?
Yeah, he did, with interest.
Wow.
No, or did she die? I can't remember if she died or not. I can't remember. I think she died. Yeah, she died before it became big.
Oh, that's that. But anyway,
saw a video the other day. It was like, oh, that's interesting fact to know.
Okay, but anyway, let's talk about Manchester then. So, Terry.
Hello.
Heard you did quite well at Manchester. You kind of got attacked by your kids.
Yeah, as well.
Very well received. Yeah, it was quite a funny act.
Well, yeah, we'll start with why I took the kids to start with, is that my ex-missus previously didn't work weekends, so if I wanted to go to an event, I'd say, you have the kids, I'm going, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she started working weekends, so it left me with 2 choices, either don't go or take them with me. So I gave them the ultimatum. I said, right, do you want to go or not? And I said, you can have whatever costume you want. And they chose Skyrim.
Of course.
So I said, okay, then what characters do you want? Now, my son, the little blighter,
yeah,
he wanted the Daedric armor as well. I was like, no, I don't want to build that. I've done it once.
Dear.
Never again. So I persuaded him to do Overkill instead. I said, look, you're the main character and you get to shout a lot, a bit like what you do anyway. So he was happy with that. Lydia chose Lydia from the game, which I thought was just genius.
Terry, you didn't name your daughter after...
No, my daughter's older than the game.
Oh, okay, I was about to say.
Just, you trust me, my face when I got that first house call and her name's Lydia, and I'm like, just gobsmacked.
Oh, okay, it was a coincidence.
Yeah, it's a coincidence. She's named after Lydia from Beetlejuice.
Okay, it's a common. It's a semi. Well, it's not really a common enough name, but okay, whatever. Cool.
Yeah. So, and Alexis wanted to be a nightingale because she's just likes to be covered from face to head to toe. So yeah. So, and then I said, "Oh, do you want to enter the masquerade?" Because my eldest daughter did a stint on stage in Manchester, like the Royal Theatre, I think it was, with the school doing Julius Caesar. And I couldn't go out to watch the other two kids so the mum went, and she said that her mum said that she did really well. So I said, well, do you want to do it on stage, costume as well? And they both loved the idea. The three of them loved the idea until the actual day. And then Alexis was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Oh no!
It's like, we've worked so hard on this. You're doing it.
Oh no!
But yeah, as you saw, we entered the masquerade. Originally, we was entered as just the kids.
Okay.
It was like under the kids category.
Oh.
But when we come to the judging, they said, "Now we're going to put you in the adults."
Oh, just like that.
Category.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well, they gave us the choice, but because I was with them on stage, it kind of makes sense that we go into the adults category and not just the kids category. And yeah, we won best performance.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I won my 4 Assassins group as well. So, did you get your 250 quid of was it Coscraft vouchers then?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, okay. Hopefully they'll take a little quicker than I can't remember now. Was it 4 or 5 months? Well,
yeah, it took a few months for mine.
I don't like Martha and Joe because I know he's busy, but I think I won this.
You do have to keep pushing them. I think.
Yeah.
You do have
I
to.
had to email a lot to get mine, and then I had to email again so that all of the people I was working in the group with also got the vouchers as well. Because they sent me the voucher because my name was on the form, but then I had 2 other people I was working with when we won.
Oh.
And they didn't get anything, and so I had to pester them to send them out a voucher as well. So
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I probably should have done that. That might have made more sense because all I did was when I got the vouchers, I just obviously divided that between the 5. Yeah, because obviously my group was big. It was it was quite a big group. It was like. Yeah, it was 5 of us because obviously it was the 4 assassins, including myself and obviously Jacob. No, Jake. Yeah, Jake. Oh God, God damn it! Oh God damn it! Come. Oh damn it! Oh, I'm having a moment.
Yeah. Who did you message, Sophie? Did you message Joe or did you go through the actual website or something?
I emailed the costume.
Yeah, I did that too.
Masquerade email. I can't remember the cosplay at Masquerade.
Yeah.
At MCM or whatever it's called. I went through sort of that email address.
Oh, hold on! I just realised something. Wait a minute. We are talking about MCM Manchester that took place in July, and now we're talking about it in September. So
Yeah.
Oh, I see your point, Terry. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the MCM I won at was a November one, and I didn't get my voucher till about 4 or 5 months later.
Yeah, same.
In 2015.
Did you get your trophy straight after as well, or?
No,
they
sent the trophy and the voucher together.
Yes.
Because I'm waiting on that as well. Because what happened was, me and the kids was first on stage. We went into the actual the audience, basically watched the rest until everything was announced, and because it overshot, security straight away was kicking everybody out, so Joe didn't have a chance to give the trophies out.
Oh dear.
He said, right, what you can do is, if you come in, I can give it you then, or you can give me an address and I'll post it you. Now this was back, like you said, back in July. So I thought, well, I'm not going to London, so I'll ask for you to post it. And now going to London, I might as well just pick it up while I'm there.
Okay, this lines up perfectly with what I heard, because I had a friend that was entering the Euros, and she wasn't quite impressed with how the masquerade was run, because obviously her basis is she's only really entered the London Super Comic Con ones, which were really super well ran. So by comparison, I do have to admit, because I was watching some of the masquerade videos, obviously, and it was a case of see, Manchester are still, basically fucking up again, because it's like they messed up somebody's music again, which...
Yeah, that was straight after me.
Oh dear.
She was doing Alice in Wonderland, and they played some music that I'd never heard of. But bless her socks, though, she just carried on doing her act, and then Joe realised it was the wrong music, so he kind of stopped it, started again, and she came back out. So she dealt with it really well, considering she knew it was the wrong music.
Okay. Christian, were you eating a crisp per chance? Because my cameras have all gone all funny.
Never.
Never mind. Resume the crisp eating. Muted. God, I love this show. If you're still hanging around 31 episodes later, you should be used to it by now. But to all the new viewers, we apologise. We do get better. I promise.
Eventually.
I'm hungry.
I know. To be honest, no, bruv. Obviously, yeah. To be honest, if you've ever watched any podcast that lasts a really bloody long time, of course, the host are ever going to eat.
I haven't had any tea, so this is my tea.
Have a drink.
Yeah, I have no problem with you eating. Of course, do it muted. And be aware the cameras might be working and people may be staring at you munching. I probably might join you guys. Oh.
Oh, God.
I feel left out. I've got nothing to eat.
Anyway, so actually, yeah, let's rewind back. We're supposed to give a rundown. So, how actually was Manchester this time around? Because you've been to a fair number of them, haven't you, Terry? Or was it just standard Manchester? Anything noticeable happened?
I think it was a bit overcrowded, if I'm honest. It seemed
really?
very crowded. I lost Lydia at one point.
Oh crap! Isn't that literally every parent's worst nightmare?
You wouldn't believe the panic that I felt then, but we already discussed if we get separated to go straight to the cosplay desk, and that's the first place we went to when we got in there, so they knew where it was.
Oh yes.
And we're heading into all 2, where the cosplay desk is, and people flowing through the doors. They don't go in one door and keep it like one-way system. It's just a free-for-all through the doors. I'm holding 2 of them, and one's behind me, and I'm trying to plough through, and then I just cut left straight away into like the quiet area where we could sit down and have something to eat. Turn around, I was like, "Where's Lydia?" So I sat them 2 down, ran back out to where we was, couldn't see her.
Oh no!
I was like, right, went back to the kids, and Sophie, Amanda, who else was there? A few other people anyway. It came from the cosplay desk to talk to the kids, and I went over to them. I said, I was about to ask, like, have you seen Lydia? And they said Lydia's at the cosplay desk, she's crying her eyes out, obviously. And what had happened was she'd gone with the flow of people.
Oh no!
Like to where all the signing, like the celebs and that was, and she's gone straight to the cosplay desk saying, I can't find my dad. So yeah, that was a.
Okay, how old is she?
She's 7.
Oh man! Oh bloody hell! I can't even remember. Oh, I can't really imagine. I'm trying to think back. What was I doing when I was 7? It's like, because obviously that was almost 3 decades ago. You know what? I've got.
I don't remember being 7.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's that far back. My mind is blank. I know I was probably in Bournemouth. I know. Yeah, that's all I can remember. Oh, God. Oh wow, yeah.
I was 22 years. No. Wait. 20 years ago. 21 years ago. 21 years ago. No, 22 years ago.
Silence, kid. Anyway.
I'm 29 next month.
But yeah, other than that, it was fine. That was the Saturday. Sunday, we was focused being around the cosplay desks mostly, just so we didn't miss our spot on the masquerade. But yeah, I think the weather didn't help because.
Oh, with it. Oh, this is the notable thing. It tends to rain a lot in Manchester. I think, hasn't every Manchester? There's always been one day it rains.
Pretty much. I mean, Sunday I can't comment because I was inside all day. But Saturday it was hit and miss. Like you'd go out, sun's out, and then the clouds would come over, so everyone's scarf is inside.
Yes.
Because the way they've got it set up now, I don't know if other MCM events have been the same, but they've got bag checks and that now.
Yeah. The last show we were talking about, the 2 shows ago, we were talking about the security checks at MCN, and I went to them, and they were very, very strict. Which, given what's happened recently in our country, I don't blame them. In fact,
I have no faults. What I'm getting at is that obviously people panicking, you get like a bottleneck then of people trying to get through, and if it does rain, so everyone thinks, right, I'm going to go now before it does rain. So it's just everyone was cramming inside. So inside was really busy, especially, and I think they're outgrowing the venue now.
Oh, that's a damn shame. I really like that venue.
Yeah, I mean, my first ever event when I met you, it was relatively quiet.
Yeah,
but it's progressively getting busier and busier, and the venue's not exactly massive.
No, it isn't. I might have to double check what the capacity of. Actually, I need to really check what the size of Man. I wouldn't say it. In theory, I'd say smaller than any of the London events. Like the because those are. Well, they're just overcrowded as hell, and they're obviously held at tinier venues that really can't cope. It's a really bad way to judge them, but... Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I've really enjoyed it, but then it's on my home turf, so I always enjoy it. Travelling's easy. If there's any issues, home's only like an hour journey away. Whereas if, say, if it was back home in Brum or in London, then it wouldn't be so easy.
But overall, you would say, besides the snafus with the masquerade, the prize, which still seems to be an issue in 2017. Oh dear.
Yeah, the one thing I don't understand, you'd think that once the winners are announced, they would come out on stage with the whatever.
The stuff, yes.
Not necessarily the voucher, but then that's just an email. Why can't they just email the code or whatever it is, to redeem it?
To play...
But the trophies, like,
oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Gotcha. To play devil's advocate, the thing about MCM, because I've come across a similar situation when I was involved in competitive fighting games. MCM, their prizes are obviously via the sponsors, and they... Yeah, but I think, as you say, in theory, shouldn't they get those things ahead of time, rather than MCM, they have to, beg the sponsors to, can we have that stuff now? And that's the reason why, because we had a similar issue with, like I said, when I was involved in competitive fighting games, when... Yeah, a couple of people won tournaments, but they didn't get their prizes until a very noticeable amount of time, which was not too dissimilar to. I wouldn't say it was 4 months afterwards, but it was definitely, you wouldn't get it there and then. It would be like a couple of weeks after.
I keep pestering them because MCM Glasgow that just happened, one of my friends won, and they already had the trophy in their hand on the day because they took a picture of it of guys,
I saw it.
Yeah. So I will get on to them. They may have...
Wait, hold up. Okay, so... Okay, what gives them? So why is there only an issue with Manchester if Scotland have already got their prizes? Which... Yeah.
From what I can gather is, behind the cosplay desk...
winner
sorry.
Got their prize already.
Yeah. I think what happened was, behind the cosplay desk is where the trophies was kept. When we went to... followed from the backstage to the actual cosplay desk, security was kicking us out, but the trophies was behind the cosplay desk. But I don't understand why there wasn't near the stage so they could give them out. Here's the winner, there's a trophy, because they're all standard trophies. They're not personalised in any way. They're just specific. They're just it just says cosplay masquerade winner, and then that's it. So they could have a box full of them and just give them out to whoever winners there was.
Oh dear. Okay, that's another mark against. Yeah, I don't get it either because
that's the thing though. Masquerade's always overrun with MCM.
I'm trying to remember now. It was I remember one of them, the London ones, when I lost my mate Dave, and it was for hours. I thought, what the hell happened to Dave? Is he dead or something? And then I just realised, oh, he went to the Masquerade and it overran by 2 hours.
2
2 hours.
Oh, no.
I think we only overrun by about half hour, but security must have wanted to go home for their dinner or something because they was eager to get everyone out.
Oh no, they did the same to us at Brum. If the masquerade overruns when they start to close, they just kick everyone out. Even if you're on stage and people are taking photos, they're like, no, you gotta go. You gotta go. And we're just like, oh, alright, well,
Yeah.
give me 5 minutes to enjoy this, you know?
Get my moments of glory, don't take it away from me.
I am trying to think now, because I'm pretty sure, I went to one of those Birminghams where, the NEC is actually closed, and it's like we're being escorted a different route, because obviously they shut the actual entrance, with the hall.
Well, they don't shut it till about 11 o'clock at night. I only know that because I almost got locked in because I was that late once.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, they shut the NEC itself at about 11 o'clock in the evening, because I got trapped in the NEC building once for like a brief moment until I found a security guy that let me out.
Okay. Okay.
Because actually this is back in 2014. We were celebrating winning with the How to Train Your Dragon group, and we partied a bit too hard and didn't know.
Oh, I think I remember that one. What year was that? Because I think I remember.
It was 2014.
I remember.
Doing a lot of bar hopping, and then realised we needed to get through the NEC to get back to our car. And then it was another 40 minutes walk, and I got home at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are still in our roundup. Anyway, so what's your consensus on Manchester and Terry? Although you've already said it, it's just it's outgrowing the venue, as you say.
I think it is either that or they're just overselling tickets. I think they're trying to cram as many people in as they can until something pretty horrible happens.
Oh dear. Okay, that's
generally I enjoy it.
Okay, sweet. Right, Kita. Right, I'm timing you, Sophie.
Oh no, you can't. This is like when you talk about Dragon Con. I can't control how long I talk about.
All right. I'll be diplomatic and fair enough because though in all fairness, there's an entire podcast dedicated purely to Dragon Con. So
exactly. Okay. Kita moved to a new location.
Okay, I want to hear about what your thoughts about that is, because a lot of people. I'll be honest. I think I was in the same position because before, when I'll use the analogy to Iacon, because Iacon used to be held purely in a hotel. Then they moved to a university campus, which essentially is what Warwick Arts Centre is. A lot of people hated it. I actually loved it. And the matter of fact, I went to that venue 4 times. So, right off the bat, do you think it's an improvement, or did you prefer the older venue?
I liked it in some ways and didn't like it in other ways.
Oh, okay.
I liked the fact that everything was big and open, and the buildings were within like 30 seconds walking distance of each other, and everything was like spread out. The only thing that was annoying about it was my hotel was at the Scarman, and that was a good 10 minutes walk, and we did have a lot of problems with rain, which I know the con obviously is no control over, but that was a bit annoying. Just
Scarman. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry to interrupt you. You didn't actually get the on-site accommodation, because normally.
No.
Oh, they all got snapped. They all got snapped up then. Damn.
Yeah, what happened is me and my roomie tried to book for the Bluebell room, but by the time we'd gotten to the pay page on the website, those rooms had already gone, so we had to try again. Quickly snapped up a double Scarman room, which was lovely, by the way. Like, the Scarman itself was super nice. The breakfast was amazing. Definitely worth it for that. But the walk itself from the Scarman to the actual like uni campus was fine. It was just we had problems with the weather, which kind of just dampened the mood for a lot of people. But I like the way that all of the rooms were in the different buildings, and you could just walk between them, and you didn't have to worry about being late anywhere, because it's literally just 30 seconds walk from one building to another. There were a lot of people that there was a big problem with I didn't actually go into this room, but I had problems with this room. Was the games room shutting down quite early in the day, and there were no chill rooms. There were no sort of like rooms where people could just sit and relax and hang out with friends after those rooms had closed. So a lot of people ended up going back to their rooms early and missed out on seeing friends and stuff. And
But what?
Kita has taken that on board, and I'm guessing like next time they do it, they'll be opening a few extra rooms to just be like sit down and chat kind of places.
But why would you need a chill room when you got that really cool? Do they still have that really big sort of weird sort of square thing in the middle?
Yeah, no, they had that. It was just in the evenings when it was cold, and in the evenings when it was a little bit, people didn't spend.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay. The weather you're saying.
There were times where people were leaving a lot of rubbish on those steps, and people were not happy. There were lots of, like, during the weekend, there were lots of complaints into the Kita page on Facebook, just saying to those people that are leaving bottles on the steps and smashing bottles on the steps, you know, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh dear.
Yeah, there was a bit of an issue with people leaving rubbish on those steps, so that people weren't able to really hang out much during the evenings. There was also the problem that they have every year, which was with the wasps. There were just wasps everywhere.
Oh, yep, I remember those. Yep.
Yeah, the wasps came back.
Let's run to the party as well.
Yeah. But as far as I like was, it was easy to get around. The rooms were organized okay. They did have a problem with the opening ceremony overrun.
How long? Okay, let's. How long was it? Because this is something that has always annoyed me about some of these small.
We were about 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh God, no!
There was a problem with a soundboard backstage and caused a problem. So the opening ceremony didn't start for a really long time. For a lot of people who were sat in the audience,
yeah, I can imagine.
really pissed. But I personally was backstage chilling out with all the other committee members and the guests and stuff, and like fans and chairs, and it was great.
Collusion!
Post yourself here. Look at me with my fan.
Collusion! Sorry.
We were okay, but there were a lot of people that were really annoyed. Because I was part of the opening ceremony, so.
So it was your fault then.
Totally, yeah. It's all my fault. So we had the problem with the soundboard, and that's what caused it. We had a lot of people that were very annoyed because the opening ceremony was meant to finish at 5, and it was still going at about 5:30, 5:45, and there were panels that were meant to start at 5:30.
Oh dear.
So they were announcing those panels, and they were saying, like, to the people who were running those panels, because they were in the opening ceremony, like, okay, please just give a grace period of about 20 minutes for those panels that you wanted to go to. And a lot of people unfortunately missed out on panels that they wanted to go to if they were directly after the opening ceremony. I myself wanted to do the lip sync battle, but I completely missed it. By the time I gotten out from backstage, there was no point in going, which was a bit of a shame because I like to go every year. But the people that ran it were only a few doors down from my hotel room, so I got to hang out with them in the evening anyway. So that was okay. Yeah, like all the panels and stuff, I didn't really do many. I only went to one panel, and I was part of that panel. So, and that was the Pokemon puppet panel that Hannah was running, which was a lot of fun. I got to sort of join in with that and help out and just kind of, yeah, it was fun. I built a puppet for her panel and got to talk about it, and that was fun.
Was that puppet perchance Five Nights at Freddy?
No, it was a Zapdos.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Oh.
So I won a Spark and had my Zapdos puppet with me. That was a good night. We got quite a lot of attendees that actually came to that panel, so that was really good.
Oh, sweet.
I was meant to be in the masquerade.
Yeah, I was watching the videos. I was thinking, hey, shouldn't I be seeing Sophie? And it's like I saw you at neither of them.
Yeah, no, what happened is I pulled out of the masquerade.
Okay.
I was meant to be in with a group, an Overwatch group.
I think I saw it. I might have saw that actually, yeah.
Yeah, I pulled out because the previous night I did have a really bad night's sleep.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't the hotel's fault. That wasn't anything in the hotel's, anything in my hotel's room fault. But unfortunately, we had some super rowdy drunk people in the room opposite me.
Oh dear.
Which caused, this is going to be an interesting story for you guys, which caused the Scarman to be renamed to the Scatman.
Oh shit, I see. Oh, literally, I see where this is going.
Yeah, we had some super drunk people that were opposite us, and one of them had defecated, put it that way, in his room, in the corridor outside, and out of the front of the door.
Did he explode?
And this was at 2:30 in the morning, and we didn't get back to sleep till after 3:30. We had to call security. We made a formal complaint to the Kita staff and all that as well. We found out on the Saturday morning they'd actually been kicked out, forced to pay all the damages, and they got kicked out of the con as well. So that was an upside. Unfortunately, that did personally for me ruin my night because I was in a heavy costume. I had hardly any sleep by that point, and so I said to my friends who I was in the group with that I was pulling out of the group because I just couldn't hack it for the day, which in a way was better. I spent the day just walking around with friends and my costume was easier to wear and no stress or anything. I mean, next Kita, I do plan to properly into the masquerade with a different outfit.
Next Kita? Next Kita?
Yeah.
Funny you should say that because there is no Kita next year.
No. It's running in 2019. It'll be alternate years between Kita and anime from now on.
Oh yeah, AnimeCon. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I spoke to one of the Kita members, and they said basically the turnaround is too fast, and it's so much work to organize a con so quickly every single year that they just need to, take a break between. So that's why they're running. And AnimeCon and Kitacon are very, very good friends. So
yeah, it's this pretty much happened before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kita was actually still around, but it was a much smaller con because that's what used to happen with Aya. That's what used to happen with Anime.
Yeah.
So
you'll find that a lot the Kita committee members and the AME committee members are good friends, and I guess they work together, and that's how it's being run now, which in a way is great because I'm not going to do AME. I'm just going to do Kita because that means I can save up more money and I have more time to build stuff and I have less stress to worry about.
But surely, Sophie, since you're not going to Kita next year, you might want to consider going to a little event somewhere in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, no, I've been thinking about it. I'm still not fully decided. On that.
Danny, say it.
No. It's a little tiny event. It happens in Atlanta. Every. I can't remember a date. It begins with a D and it ends with an N. But anyway.
It seems to be after a mythical animal, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sophie, I want to pick your brains on some of these points I've noticed. It's been ages since I've actually been to an anime con because I used to really be a super weeb. In fact, I still am because I'm still half-heartedly learning Japanese, even though I don't actually watch anime anymore. I still just carry around a little pack of, Japanese cards, and once in a while it's like, oh, that's one, that's Axe. But anyway, was it all mostly anime cosplays? Because I just noticed during the masquerade, about 90% of them were all animes.
Yeah,
But that's just most masquerades.
There's still a lot of
Not
anime.
at Dragon Con. Oh damn! I said it again.
Yeah. There was a lot of anime-based cosplayers. That was the majority, but the other majority was a lot of
Computer games. Yeah, because I saw a really godlike. Was it Torbjorn?
Yeah, there was a lot of Overwatch. There was a hell of a lot of Dream Daddy, which was so funny.
Oh. I didn't see that, but yeah.
There was a lot of just other various games that are popular this year that have, a lot of sort of anime-based games. I saw a lot of, I think it's called Persona. I think that is that a game?
Like we can definitely say it was 100%. Well, I wouldn't say 100% because, like I said, let's not do in percentage. Let's just say a lot of it was all Japanese, basically. It was either computer games or anime, and then the rest was just basically Overwatch. Because there was a lot of Overwatch. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, there were a lot of Overwatch. I'd say the majority was still anime. A lot of the panels were anime based. There were a few odd ones that weren't, but most of them were. There were a lot of cosplay panels. And all of the merchandise was very anime based, but there was some stuff that wasn't. There's a lot of they had a lot of good fan art stalls, and there was lots of good art prints to buy, and I spent quite a bit on art prints and badges and stuff.
Ooh, okay.
And just generally there was a lot of good stuff. The one thing that surprised me the most is the most amount of Funko Pops I saw was about 6 or 7.
Really?
Which at a normal convention there would have at least a stall just dedicated to Funkos, but there wasn't one of those there, which was kind of nice to see or not see. Not that I have anything against Funko Pops, I buy fuck tons of them myself, but it was nice to not see just a purely Funko Pop dedicated stall, and to see sort of more DIY craft stalls. There was a leatherworking stall, and there was a couple of stalls that were selling sort of lots of LGBT items, like badges, like different Pride badges and Pride patches and stuff like that. That was really good to see.
Okay.
And anime-based stalls. What else?
Okay.
Yeah, it was mostly that. It was a lot of anime stuff, but there was a lot of other good stuff as well.
Okay,
which
gotcha. The other thing I've noticed, which again, it's a bit weird. Again, when I was watching the masquerade, I was thinking this feels a lot like Aya. It's like literally the same people are running it. They split it the masquerade act, so it was like because I was watching the masquerade review, I was thinking, okay, where are the performances? And I realized, oh, they separated them. So it was
they did the showcase first, which was all the people that weren't being judged, and then they did all the judged people at the end. In the end, they had about 90 entrants.
Well, that's quite a lot. That is quite a lot.
Yeah, there were a lot. That was kind of all of them. There wasn't just 90 judged entrants. It was 90 overall, or just about.
Okay, and I think the last 20. I think it was 20 or 15, because obviously the last ones, when I was watching them, they were obviously noticeably very better.
Yeah, the last sort of, I think it was 30 entrants or so, or 25 entrants were judged. Yeah. I can't actually remember who won.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, one of them was Cauldron of Mischief Cosplay did a Yuri on Ice outfit, which was absolutely spectacular.
Okay. I think I saw that, but I didn't.
They won grand overall.
Okay.
I think, and there was a group one as well. I can't remember who that was. But yeah, there were a lot. It went on for quite a while, but I completely missed the whole thing because I was doing other stuff. I didn't go. Otherwise, I would have been in the thick of it because the entry I was part of was like 86 or something.
Oh, okay.
So I would have been like really. I would have gotten the whole experience of the masquerade, but I didn't go and I didn't enter.
That's
so.
why you got to go to Drag. Oh, damn! I said it again. No, that's why you got to go to Dragon Con. No, that's why. Okay, that's 5 times. Because if you're in the masquerade, you have your own little viewing. You basically watch basically watch it with everyone else, like a nice little projected screen, so you'll never miss out.
Yeah, no, they didn't have that.
I've yet to encounter any UK con that does do that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Catch up, UK. Just saying.
The only TV screen I saw that was focused on a stage was the little screen that was backstage for the opening ceremony, and that's when we knew to get all costumed up. Because myself and Hannah did T-Rexes, safety T-Rexes, so that we were.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, your dance as well was amazing.
Yeah. We did those to promote safety within the con, which we think helped, but obviously didn't help those people opposite us.
Oh, dear.
There were a couple of other incidences that I heard that happened within my own hotel. I can't confirm if they actually happened. I just heard a few stories about there was apparently a security guard caught watching a adult film. There was an incident.
Okay, as you do.
Yeah. Some people came back late from their party, whatever, and caught a security guard. I don't know if it's true, but I've seen a lot of posts from different people about it, so I'm assuming that it might be.
There's a time and a place for a cheeky talk, but you know, not when you're doing your job. You know, seriously.
Yeah, there was a talk.
That's why it's called the night shift.
Yeah.
Having a danger. I think you know the saying.
Well, I've now lost my YouTube monetization. Not that I've ever monetized it.
There was an incident that I heard. I don't know if this is true. Again, these are things I've just heard that people are posting to the Facebook group of male bodily fluids up hotel doors. You can kind of assume what someone's been doing at hotel doors.
Damn, that security guard gets around! God damn!
He's doing the rounds.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate that is, but I
territory.
Yeah, I heard it from a few different sources. A few different people posted like similar things all in the same thread, so I'm guessing that.
I'm sorry, it's just there's an image of a security guard. Oh God, I can't wait to get home. Oh, I've got my phone out. Ooh, Jenny Hayes. Ooh, Belladonna. Oops, sorry. Why do I know those names anyway?
The only thing he likes to be.
There were people that had posted photos of certain incidences that happened of trashed kitchens in the dorm rooms in the actual the uni dorm area, and at one point there was a really bad argument that security had to be called as well, and the thing that amazed me the most is my hotel had the worst horror stories come from it, and it was the most expensive. It was the most expensive accommodation on site.
Oh dear.
And I was just genuinely surprised, but it also just made me laugh so much. Like, I was super angry on Saturday morning about these drunk guys that came in, but by the end of the con, I just found it so funny. Like, I wasn't angry by the end of it. I was just like, this is just going to be something I can remember, and it's just a funny story I can tell and look back. In
all fairness, if all you have to deal with is obviously security guards who should be doing their jobs, not doing their jobs, and
eating his truncheon,
and basically white wee, then that's not that bad considering. Yes, considering considering the last event I went to, somebody almost got killed because a dickhead threw a chair and bottles out the,
Yeah.
off,
Yeah,
off a
it was,
40-floor window. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the worst problems were litter, on the round steps, and a few incidences that happened in my hotel, and but other than that, I think the parties went okay as far as I know. I only did the Sunday night party, which was a lot of fun.
Actually, yeah, sorry. Yeah, now that you mention it, because we've really got to wrap this up, but it was like one of the interesting note I remembered. Yeah, for the skits part, which I don't really want to hate, but I just remember, again, this is where I was getting the vibe from Aya kind of yesteryears, because it was like, there doesn't seem to be like a really strict time limit on the skits, because some of them were going on for like 4 minutes a piece, and it was like...
I didn't see any of the skits.
Okay, it was...
I saw the skits from
Oh yeah, the really, really excellent ones, because I think one of the most noticeable ones was, which really wasn't fair, it was a Poison Ivy doing a pole dance with an actual live backing singer. The actual person was actually singing it, and I was thinking, okay, that is so not fair. It's not like pre-recorded, the actual bloke was singing it.
No, that wasn't the Masquerade, that was Kit Has Got Talent, that was a talent show. That's why those skits that's why they were really long, because I'm gonna be brutally honest, because when they did it at Aya, it was boring as fuck. I'm sorry, because it just went on forever, and the other problem I had was they didn't vary up the act, and it was a case of, it was the same thing I was watching, where I think 90 or 70% of it, everyone was just singing. Yeah, so, no, it was that was Kit Has Got Talent, so that wasn't the Masquerade. And they had longer time for that, because there were only about 6 or 7 acts for Kit Has Got Talent.
Oh, right. It felt longer than that, because I think I was watching most of the video and it was like, wow, this was an hour and a half long.
Yeah, no, I watched that video as well, but I skipped through it a lot because...
it was going on for a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, there were a few acts that were going on for quite a long time. I watched the Beauty and the Beast act, that one first... Well, that one, like, runner-up or something, the guy that was singing Evermore.
Oh, okay.
And the people that won were the Heathers group. You know, it was they were in like the school uniforms. It was like
they were singing. Oh, yeah,
red one.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That was actually pretty cool. That was pretty damn cool.
They won first place, but I mean, it was clearly well deserved, because you could clearly see how much effort they put into.
What, they beat the pole? They beat the pole dancer and the backing singer. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I skipped through because I had 2 friends that were in that I wanted to watch their act.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they did the You're Welcome with the Mercy and the Soldier.
I think I skipped past that because not because it was a bad act, but because at that point I had just listened to every singing and dancing, and it was a case of, I love because my mate Dave, he likes doing that shit, but it's sort of like, it's now put me off ever wanting to do singing and dancing and Masquerade, because I'm thinking, oh my god, is this all you can do in Masquerade, is to just sing and dance? Ugh. Sorry.
It was that was Kit Has Got Talent. That wasn't part of the Masquerade.
Yeah, Terry, you should do that. You should actually, you should sing the Skyrim theme tune.
You want it to rain even more.
Double keen.
I can't sing for shit.
No, just get a lot of backing singers to make all those really stupid noises in the back.
I'll just be a conductor just to get the audience to do it instead.
That actually would be godlike when you think of it. Yeah, as much as I've just ragged on about singing and dancing, that would actually be cool.
I'll add it to the list. My ever-growing list of performance ideas.
Actually, yeah, before we get to your consensus, that is the interesting point about Kita, because again, in going back to Aya, because it's an 18OD event, you were able to get away with things like, obviously, pole dancing and swearing, because you can't actually do that at Dragon Con. Ding.
Yeah, no,
no?
Yeah, Kita was, there weren't any kids around, you didn't have to worry. There were still members of the public around, because obviously the campus was still being used by international students, and it was still a walkway for general public, because I got caught in that. I was walking to the Overwatch meet, and there was just this family that just stopped me, and the kids wanted a photo with me. I don't think they knew what I was.
I like it when that happens. It's like we don't know what you are, but we love the costume.
Yeah, because obviously I was in my Anna outfit, I had like the pumpkin mask on, and I was all dressed up all spooky, and I don't think the kids understood what I was, but they just wanted a photo. But I mean, I did have that big bucket of candy, so they took some photos, I gave them some sweets, and that was it. They went on their
Okay.
So yeah, it was nice. It was a cute interaction. They weren't sort of rude or nasty or anything. And then I went off to the Overwatch meet, which was really good. Lasted about an hour.
All right. So final consensus, so we can finally get onto the news. Which, damn, we don't have enough time for geeking out. God damn it, I'm gonna blame you, Sophie, because you said.
All right. Yeah, so sure, I know I didn't shut up, but you know. Overall, really good. Few bits that could have gone planned better, but they were like technical issues and stuff. Location was good, easy to travel to. Hotel was great, apart from a few incidences. And just generally overall had a really fun time, had a really chilled time as well. I was in bed by like midnight each night and had a like nice sleep, nice room. Yeah, it was a good time. It was worth it, and it was so much cheaper than the Hilton. That's one other thing.
Okay.
The amount of
actually, before you go on, what was the on-site accommodation? Because way back in 2013 when I went, I think yeah, you think about it now, a lot of people were complaining, oh my god, these rooms are so expensive, it's 50 quid a night. But you think about it, people would punch out their grandparents to get 50 quid a night rooms when you think about it.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm just a bit distracted. There's a giant daddy longlegs in my room. I'll have to sort that out in a minute. Oh, he's trapped in a cobweb. Yeah, overall the rooms are really good. I had the more expensive accommodation. So for me it was kind of expensive, but a couple of my friends had the cheaper rooms, and I got to see those, and they were actually quite nice.
How much were they? So just if
they were about they were between 40 and 60, depending on if you had shared toilets and shared
ensuite. Okay, yeah.
The rooms that didn't have en suites were about £40 per night. The rooms that did have en suites but had shared kitchens were between 50 to 60 per night. But they were really nice rooms. My friend had one, and his rooms, it was small. They fitted fine for somebody who was just staying there for a few days. Had like shelves, and they had a maid that serviced the room each day. So yeah, the accommodation is a lot better, and it's cheaper. Like my whole stay and my ticket altogether was cheaper than just my hotel for when it was at the Hilton. It was like 100 quid cheaper.
Oh, there you go.
It was great.
Yeah, because like I said, I went to the Bear Times there, and yeah, I had a decent time, and I just remembered a lot of people complaining, oh, this is so expensive, you know, I'm only going to use it for a couple of hours to sleep. But you think about it now, how much people shell out for MCM Expo. You would think, yeah, like I said, you would punch out your grandparents to get 60 quid rooms, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, the rooms were really good as well. They were all very close to the convention, the actual thing. There was only like a few minutes walk between the different rooms to the actual con. So overall, like, people were quite happy with their rooms. So
consensus is you liked it though.
Yeah, I'm going back for 2019's. Yeah, good location, nice, open, good accommodation.
2019. Are you 2019? Are you sure should you go to a certain small event next year in Atlanta?
No, I'm actually trying to save up for both events. I'm saving up now for 2019's event, so I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, there you go then. Right, right. Finally, and hold up. Let's just.
I'm still part of the thing. I'm gonna go deal with that daddy.
Right. right, and now time for the last half hour. Hopefully half hour. And now we can get on to some news, and we got two juicy pieces of news. Now this is a cool one, and finally we can get that bloody Kiwi talking, Christian. Now allegedly, LSCC is rumored to be acquired by either by Showmasters or even MCM, and again, we should point out these are still rumours allegedly, and I really don't know what to make of this because. As far as I'm concerned, let's be honest, London Super Comic Con is kind of dead now to us. It's just... I mean, okay, they did say that they were going to come back in 2018 bigger and badder, and what they did this summer was just like a plan B or C rather, but it was a case of, as particularly what happened, the con was kind of rather dead because, if you hold it around the same time as the Notting Hill Carnival.
Reading Festival, Leeds Festival, Nice... what else happened that weekend?
Basically August, yeah. Basically, yeah. You don't really want to run stuff in August if you can help it. So again, I really don't know what to think about it because in a rather weird way, London Super Comic Con, and you went to a couple of them, didn't you, Terry?
I've been to one.
Oh, I think that was the very last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might have been actually. I didn't know it was the last one at the time, but yeah, it might have been.
The one in 2016.
Yeah, that was it. That was the last one ever.
Yeah.
The one that I hated.
That's why I want your opinion on this, though, because you're a tad little biased. Because, though, to be honest, that was technically...
Burn it to the ground!
Bruh, we had the conversation before. Wasn't it a security guard that had nothing to do with London Super Comic Con?
Yeah, but then it took them 9 months to reply to me.
Yeah, they did give you the compensation of the next London, which you didn't take up because obviously you're quarantined.
Yeah, because I'm ill.
Yeah,
so I can't do much about it. And they haven't even emailed me yet. So
okay, the definite turmoil that happened with LSCC afterwards, because well, yeah, that last LSCC was noticeable in that it was pretty dead, and a lot of people even complain about it, even though I think the whole point was everyone liked LSCC because it was a quieter con. It was a nice little con. You could get cheap hotel accommodations, but as we've said numerous times, you can't really be booking a hall at the XL if you're hoping to run a small con now, are you? And the other thing was, as I pointed out at the time in the other shows, they ran a really lavish masquerade, and I was even, at the time, when I was interviewing Benjamin, saying, what was the return on investment on this? It didn't make sense, because it was one of the few masquerades where you had like a multi-camera setup, but yet you didn't get the videos back. I think they did it this year. They did it the last year, but previous times they didn't do it the previous years. Whereas something like MCM, they actually live streamed that stuff, which would make.
When you should say that, I'm pretty sure I've not seen a live stream from Manchester. I'm just relying off what I saw other people record.
They only do the Euros live streams, the London event. I don't think they ever do it. They've never done it for the Manchester ones.
Shit.
To be honest, videoing masquerade is a real big problem. It's something. It's not something that gets talked about a lot. I think definitely we need to do a proper show on this, and we need to get some people down, because the problem is, a lot of masquerade videos, when you watch them, they are shit. Let's be honest, because you either have people that will only do it from one fixed angle, and sometimes, because I was looking at a couple of the Kita videos, and it was like one video with, you could not see anything, and then we had another video where a guy actually bothered to, zoom in, and you could see all the details and stuff. Because when I was watching the other video, it's like, oh, that's an alright Torbjorn, but when you watch the other video, it's like, wow, that is a really good Torbjorn, because obviously details up close, but as you know, multi-camera
he was good. He was at the Overwatch meet. You could see all the detail. It was,
So, and the other problem is, though oddly enough, Kita did actually, I don't know if they were mindful of it, because again, it was the same thing they did with Iacon. They just ran their own music, which normally should be computer game music because it doesn't get copyright strike. Whereas when you've got people with their own individual performances who use a lot of copyright music, yes, guess what happens? Because I made the mistake when I was videoing a whole masquerade, like a 2-hour masquerade, because there was some copyright music, it got silenced. Yes.
Yeah.
So So now whenever because that's what I'm doing with the Dragon Con Masquerade. I'm separating every single video individually. So
Nine.
So if anybody that loved using their copyright music, that's good, because that means only you will get silenced. But usually, if you use no, it depends. But but most of the time, computer game music very rarely gets copyright strike because they realize YouTubers are a good thing. But most of the times, if you're using like pop songs, which a lot of people seem to do, or stuff from movies, that's going to get a copyright strike. But yeah, real rap, videoing masquerades is really hard. You need a multi-camera setup, which, off the top of my head, the only ones that do it are the iSeries and London Super Comic Con. And I think that's it. That's the only ones that actually bother with a multi-camera setup. Everybody else, it's whoever cameraman's in the audience, and half the time they're not going to be in a good spot, or they're not even going to, or they're going to be really lazy. Exactly, they're just going to leave it on a tripod, and that's it, one fixed angle. Whereas. And when you think about it, it is quite a big effort to capture a whole masquerade, because I really used to love doing it, because you got to get there 2 hours, 3 hours before everyone else does to get a best spot. And yeah, it's a lot.
I think it's at Manchester. They've actually got facilities because they've got above the audience, and that there's an actual like a viewing
balconies, yes.
Like a balcony, yeah, basically for. The light setup and things like that, and it's like a glass thing for recording from. Because last year they recorded from there.
Okay. Anyway, we got a little sidetracked with Masquerade. So, what's everyone's thought about London Supercomic? I mean, Sophie, you've not really bothered with anything in London, have you? So this is this is just literally right over your head.
Yeah, no, I blanked out for a minute and bought another Mimikyu plush. I apologize.
That's fair enough, because as you said,
I don't do Londons. I just find them too big, and they're just too expensive out of my budget for me to do one. So.
But anyway,
I know eventually one day I'll sort of budget for one, but right now I'm kind of like they're not at that point where I feel like I want to spend the money, because it seems like most people go, but they don't actually enjoy themselves.
Well, no, they just go to see their mates, which is basically all you need to do. But it's a case of, you don't necessarily have a problem with showmasters, like.
No, I don't have a huge problem with them. I find that some of their events have been a bit lacking, but I still like going. Like, they're doing one. Collectomania that ran earlier this year at the NEC was surprisingly really good, and I definitely would like to go again next year. Not everything was perfect, but it was nice and quiet, which I really enjoyed, because I was expecting hundreds of thousands of people. I was expecting just tons of people.
And it
was not, and I like that.
Okay, but if you were to go to sorry to cut you off, but it's like, we've got to get to the point, sorry. But obviously, even though LSCC is not really a thing for you, though it is for many of us, because obviously it was a premier event, for the cosplay, although that's kind of gone now, and it's gonna probably live on, probably Cosexplode, because it's going to be the same people that used to run the Masquerade at London Supercom. They're going to probably take that and run, hopefully, a world-class event. But if you were to go to an event and you've got a fair balance, because you've been to MCM Birmingham and all that. So would you go to an event that's particularly for cosplay? Would you rather have a cosplay rad event either by MCM or Showmasters? Even though, as we were just pointing out,
or Kenny,
or Kenny, yeah. I think out of all three of them,
Kenny's not really a player yet. We'll wait till judgment.
No, I can't judge Kenny. He hasn't done his. In a way, both of the cons have had bad cons and good ones. Like, I've been in good masquerades and I've been in really bad masquerades, and I suppose MCM really, because
yes, that's what I was thinking. Yes,
the Showmasters masquerades I've done were good, but
you have a picnic table as a stage. That's basically it.
There've been technical issues, and there's nowhere for the people going on stage to hang out backstage away from the crowd. You're just
part of the crowd,
next to the crowd, which it's good for some people.
Actually, now that you mention it, yeah, Showmasters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
For some people, I guess that sort of eases their stage fright. For me, it did a little bit. Seeing the crowd already there, I knew who I was standing in front of. But for some people, I had the one time where that happened, I was stood there and the two people behind me were like super nervous and they didn't like that. And yeah, I would probably say MCM because at least they do have a little backstage area and there's always that sort of very buzzy atmosphere that I quite like backstage. And yeah, I'd probably say MCM have got it a little bit better.
Right. Christian, since you've been silent, MCM or Showmasters then? Yeah, I know. Yeah, you see what I mean. To be honest, it's the lesser of two evils. Even though we just had a go at them in the beginning about prizes, but to be honest, I'll be honest.
At least MCM actually offer good prizes when you get them.
That's true. Yeah.
When you get them.
At Showmasters, you get a cushion.
Yeah, I got a football.
I got a cushion from when I won once. I still have it. Super comfy.
Oh wow!
Or some pop vinyls or whatever crap they give you off a vendor's stall.
That's an interesting school of thought. Would you rather have your prize now, but it sucks, or would you have a rather really good prize but be denied it for months?
I'd rather have a good prize and wait months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Terry, though it seems kind of unanimous.
See, this is the thing I don't get about Coscraft. They do vouchers.
Gotcha.
Why don't they do gift cards?
Yeah.
Because vouchers are.
It's not really a voucher. It's basically a printed paper with basically a number on it.
Yeah, which is what a gift card is, and gift cards are better than a voucher. And vouchers are just obsolete and should die.
Painfully.
Okay, I gotcha. Terry, though it seems kind of.
Yeah, I've suffered both.
Oh yes, we remember. Was it Sheffield? I think the stage.
Well, yeah, for Illidan, which stomping around, and I couldn't fit on. Like you said, it's like a picnic table. 2 steps and you're at the end of it already.
Yeah.
Turn around, you can't turn around. You have to turn on the spot. At least with masquerades in MCM, it's an actual stage.
Yes, big stages.
They cater for that, and considering I don't know if Showmasters want to cater for cosplay or not.
No.
It seems they just kind of we'll just shove her in the corner out of the way. And
Cosplay's not
forget
for Showmasters. Always has been.
It's been, to be honest, I think they acknowledge that these cosplayers, they do bring something, but they don't want to invest any money at all. Whereas by contrast, MCM. I mean, yeah, as much as we knock them, especially but for the London events, especially the Euros now. The Euros, you have a completely segregated stage. I mean, it's not so much the case with Birmingham with that stupid little bubble thing, even though apparently they got rid of that.
That's gone now. That's gone. But we're a bit concerned for November because they've gone back Hall 5 anymore.
Oh dear.
They're
in halls 10 and 11 and possibly 12 and
that was the original 2. I went to 3. 2, but I went to
they're changing they're making some of the areas smaller. There's a concern of possibly the stage being smaller, which would not.
But it gets smaller in that bubble. That bubble was tiny.
Dear.
Yeah.
Okay, so MCM, they care about cosplay as long as it's in London.
Yeah, there's a slight concern of overcrowding in general, and a slight concern of fuck the weaves, and a general worry of will the stage and crowd seating up to be smaller.
Hey, I will take the bubble over the picnic table.
Yeah. We won't know until we get there, but I am planning to enter in the masquerade for definitely the Saturday, possibly the Sunday, so I can give you a rundown of how it goes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, and annoyingly, we might run over time because I didn't actually time the last section, but now I am. And now we get to the final piece of news, which was Rose City.
Nazis.
Yeah, Rose City. Let's get the nice little
that statement. Nazis. They're everywhere.
Much editing later. Right, much editing later. Yes, we can now talk about the Rose City Comic Con. Yeah, Rose City Comic Con, which I probably should have done research where the hell that is, because I normally.
I think it's in.
All right, you can look up where it is, and I'll read out the documents for those that aren't aware. Rose City Comic Con hosted hundreds of cosplayers earlier this month, who came dressed as everything from R2-D2 to Link from the Adventures of Zelda. But it turns out there was also an alarming number of Nazi costumes, including costumes based off Red Skull, Hydra, and Nazi Hello Kitty. Although that
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay, West Coast.
Americans.
Okay. Nazi cosplay isn't new, and neither is Rose City Comic Con's policy against what you refer to as hateful symbols. This year, however, Rose City Comic Con founder Rhonda Bristler made an important classification in the policy. Nazi costumes are 100% banned all the time. As first reported by Bleeding Corp News, Rose City Comic Con released an updated costume policy on Thursday, banning all Nazi-related costumes. Hateful symbols aren't welcome at Rose City Comic Con. Historical costumes can be great, but reminders of unspeakable atrocities are not appropriate. This goes for old school Hydra and Red Skulls, or any other Nazis from entertainment properties. Those figures, while comic related, are still very much Nazis, and as well are 100% banned. Always, this includes any sort of, ironic or satirical costumes that, reappropriate Nazi paraphernalia or gear. You won't just be banned from that year's cover. You will be banned from coming to from Rose City Comic Con for life. Right. It continues. Brister, I'm probably saying it wrong, says he wanted to change the policies after receiving complaints from several people on social media during the convention and from staff. There are a lot of sad parents who had to explain to their kids. He tells WDO, we receive complaints every year. Every year this costume group shows up, and every year we have to talk to them and make sure there's no swastikas, and that's why we just said, hey, we shouldn't have to deal with this every year. It's a bit crazy time. The costumes were also noted by writer Claire Napier on the post for Comics Women's Right About Comics. Napier writes, speaking of Rose City Comic Cons, how about ironic Nazi cosplayers? Yeah, the infamous Hello Kitty Nazis, which showed up at Dragon Con, I think last year or the year before. And it goes on for a fair bit, but anyway. So panel, what do we think? Sophie, you got a couple of things to say about this, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I realise that it's a bit of a fine line at the moment with the whole. There's been some recent incidents.
Yes, after Charlottesville, because again, I'm definitely with Rose City Comic Con on this, but yeah. I want to hear. But what is your take on this? I want to hear your point, so go on.
Red Skull outfits, I know that they're based on sort of
SS uniforms.
They are SS, they are blatantly SS uniforms, let's be honest, yes.
But they don't have, swastikas and all that over them, so I don't know if they're, if outright banning classic Red Skulls would be the right way to go. I mean, as long as they weren't covering themselves in swastikas, it wouldn't be that bad.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
because I've seen a few Red Skulls around that have gone for proper sort of SS uniforms, but they've had Hydra logos, where other logos should be, and made it all comic-y, and nobody's batted an eyelid. It hasn't, nobody sort of looked at it and gone, oh, no. I've seen them around, and nobody seems to, think. But I know that there has been some problems recently, and
Charlottesville is not. Was quite a big thing. It was it was horrific. Let's not gloss over that.
And to be honest, that I didn't even know that, like, I was surprised when I saw what I saw, like, when I've been reading a lot of the Charlottesville articles, and there was that whole guy that, like, ran people over and stuff, and I was just like, this is crazy, like, it's 2017, you did, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, but the strange thing is, we should point out, these were written before, these were drawn up even before the Charlottesville incident, so these were going to happen. So that's the kind of interesting thing, but I'm definitely with Rose City Comic Con, given what happened recently, that, to be honest, it's...
I didn't know that was written before all this stuff has come out, so that's new for me. I thought that they'd done it in response.
Well, no, in the article, as they said, it was to do with the fact they kept getting complaints every year about it, and that's why they just didn't want to deal with it.
Well, if you're getting, like, a group of people that are dressing in actual Nazi uniforms, going around and poking fun at a horrible, horrible thing that happened a long time ago, then you should not be on. You know?
In theory, you could say it's a long time ago, but it's a case of there are still people literally living. So it's not that long ago, but yeah.
If you're going around making fun of such a horrific thing that happened, well, I suppose not all that long ago, then no, you be chucked out. Like, I wouldn't want to deal with that if I saw some people going around just, like, throwing up, you know, Nazi signs and all that kind of stuff. I'd just be like, what the fuck, you need to leave. You know, like, there's no place in this con for people that do stuff like that. You shouldn't. I mean, I get that there are, like, people that do reenactments and stuff like that, and obviously, like, they pride themselves on having, like, you know, something that looks official, but I don't think you can, like, buy, like, actual stuff anymore. Is it like...
You can very easily. It's
in back rooms.
Right, let's not beat about the bush. The thing about the Nazis is, because there is literally this thing called Nazi chic. The Nazis did, sadly, they look fucking cool, because, you know, think about it. Their uniforms were designed by Hugo Boss. Yeah, look it up. Yeah, Hugo Boss, that same guy. He actually designed the Nazi uniforms. Yeah. Yeah, they are very cool uniforms, but sadly, of course, they happen to belong to the yeah, you kind of think about, of all the wars in history, the only just war that you could say was a really just war was World War II. Let's be honest, the Nazis had to be stomped into the ground. There's no getting around it. But the problem is, there is this worship of them because they looked cool.
Yeah.
This is
it's no.
But yeah, you can't. Like, but you don't really want to worship these people because these are the people that put people into fucking ovens, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, the Hello Kitty SS thing, that's just, like, just don't. Just don't.
I mean, something like that's not even based on a character, you know, that's just mash up two things. One that's meant to, like, be kind of this peaceful, kind of Japanese anime type character, and then you put it in a Nazi uniform, which is the complete opposite. You know, it's just like it doesn't balance out. You look like a dick wearing a cat face. You know.
Yeah, it's no. I mean, it's not just like Comic-Cons that suffer with this. There have been fursuit conventions that have had similar things with groups of Nazi fursuiters. Where instead of having swastikas, they've had red bands with black paw prints. To make them look like so that it looks similar, but it's not. But those people were getting...
It's that ideology, though, isn't it? It's kind of like, we're not doing the exact same thing, but it looks the same.
Yeah, and there was one fursuiter at a con last year who his whole suit looked like a Confederate flag. I don't know how he got that commissioned. I really don't, or if he made it himself. But the whole back of it was a Confederate flag design, all made out of fur, and it was all like. And this dude was running around with a Trump sign. He did get kicked out. This was at an
rightly so. Bloody hell!
If I remember rightly, wasn't he kind of escorted out and somebody kind of like a sheet over his back because he was getting that much stick?
A sheet over him because there were obviously other people that were getting very offended And I could see why. I mean, I would have chucked him out if that was my con. I would have thrown it. I wouldn't even let him in. I'd just be like, no, you take that off and you go home.
All right. This is my take on it, because the weird thing is, I could kind of sympathise, because not so long ago, I think this was 2 years ago, I actually did indeed want to dress up as a Nazi. No, hear me out. It wasn't for the reasons you thought. It wasn't for the reasons you thought. There was anyone heard of a board game called Secret Hitler?
Rings a bell.
Yeah, basically it's a deduction game where basically you have to work out who on your you have to work out who are Nazis and who is Hitler. And the thing is
basically Cluedo then.
Yeah, basically it's a weird kind of Cluedo, but the thing is, it's like the person that is Hitler doesn't know who his fellow Nazis are, and the thing is, you conspire with each other to try and sabotage the game. But the whole point was, it was like a really popular thing was the co-optional podcast, and I wanted to dress up as Secret Hitler, so I was gonna wear a Nazi uniform, but obviously I wasn't gonna wear a swastika. I was just gonna put the word secret. But then somebody politely pointed out, no. Just no. It is that much of a taboo. But I could kind of sympathise that I wanted to do it just because. Oh, I thought everyone would get it. It would be the Secret Hitler gag. But then I just realised, no, you can't touch the Nazis with a barge pole. It's kind of that severe. So I can actually kind of sympathise a little bit, as weirdly as that sounds. But the other thing is, there's a lot of Nazis that I do want to dress up as, because I'm a massive fan of Allo Allo.
Oh God!
I would love to be bloody. Was it Captain Gruber? Yeah, Captain Gruber. Because that is the most wicked Nazi ever. Because he was gay. And I can't. That
was like a poke at the Nazis, wasn't it? With like the French Resistance, kind of like.
Yeah, they're horny bastards.
Being all pally, but really there was kind of sabotaging everything.
Yeah.
So if we was to do the group, I'd want to be the French policeman. He wasn't actually French; he was English.
Yeah, English, and he spoke really bad. He spoke really bad French.
Yeah.
But it's like.
Would you like a piece of cake?
Opposite Crabtree. But the whole point was there are some what I would call legitimate. I mean, that's the problem, because that is how what a touch paper the Nazi symbol is. But there's a case of there's just so many instances where I would want to do a Nazis. It's like, if I was doing an Indiana Jones group, I would want a couple of Nazis to have Indy fight with. Kind of like how I had my couple of my redcoats when I was Connor.
Yeah.
Because that would have been really cool. Because that actually happened at Dragon Con, where you had someone who was like the big burly mechanic from Raiders of the Lost Ark. They were like reenacting the fight. And
Fun fact, I'm related to that guy. Well, sadly, he's passed away now.
Oh yeah.
Pat Roach.
Oh yeah, he was.
He's my nan's cousin, so it's like my great cousin or something like that.
Yeah, and fun fact, he was actually in every Indiana Jones film, including The Last Crusade, but his big scene got cut out. But anyway.
Oh, if you go in the chat, I've posted some photos.
No, he is in all three of them.
Yeah.
He plays the burly mechanic that gets minced up by the airplane.
Yeah, then he then he brown-faced. Then he kind of brown-faced up to be the big fuggy guy.
The Indian guy, yeah. And then he was the. Oh shit! What was in the other one?
Yeah, he was in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
In the other one, he got shot, didn't he?
Yeah.
He has the whip.
Yeah, that was it. Well, no, he got crushed. But in the Last Crusade, you briefly see him, so he still technically is in the film. But they did actually cut out a big scene where him and Indy did have a big fight. And of course, he was General Kalis in Willow, where he had some glorious lines: "Destroy the beast, find the baby."
And he had that weird mask on.
Yeah, that was a cool mask. It was a skull mask. That was just so unsubtle. It was like, yeah, I'm evil because I'm a skull mask. But anyway, trying to wrap up this point. So,
oh shush.
But yeah, like I said, but sadly I'm with Rose City Comic Con on this, because the sad truth of the matter is, people, they're assholes. They will do they will subvert the rules in any way to just prove a point. I mean, for Christ's sake, talking about a recent event, at CoxCon, somebody did a meme saying our trap's gay.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know about a meme, innit? Because it's a meme to test the limits of free speech. It's a case of, no, you're just being a dickhead just for the sake of it. And that's a case of what Rose City Comic Con did was prevented all that. They basically took a sledgehammer to solve instead of a scalpel to solve a problem, because people will.
The thing is, though, is what about those people that don't read the rules and turn up anyway and they didn't know? Because you know there's going to be a couple of people out there that won't read costume rules.
They'll be still.
So you mean the MCM group?
Oh yeah. This is the point you brought up in it, Christian.
Oh yeah. I posted it in the Facebook group. It was basically some guy wanted to be Charlie from Always Sunny.
Oh yeah.
And Charlie obviously dressed up as a Nazi in the
I've
episode.
seen that one.
So he asked, "Oh, can I dress up as Charlie as a Nazi?" And it's like, no. And then I was like, let me find the picture. I've still got the picture on my phone. I screenshotted it before. I think the thing got deleted.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got your pictures. I'll probably edit when I'm doing the edit. Put them up when we're talking about those
I need to find them.
Those Confederate furries.
Yeah.
Let me
my take on it. I think anything Nazi related is just nah.
Yeah.
Although I understand it's a part of history, but it's a part of history that people don't need to constantly reminded of by people dressing up as it. I think the only exception is if it is a reenactment at a reenactment kind of event that's deliberately advertised as such. So people going are going to expect that it's going to be like Battle of Britain kind of Spitfires and Messerschmitts, in the air and ground troops but not a Comic-Con where it's meant to be family friendly.
Okay, but what about this, Terry, though? Because it's like, as much as I said, I agree with Rose City doing it because, again, given recent times. But do you remember? You know Mel Brooks, right? That Jewish guy. He did the producers. Yes, Springtime for Hitler, where you had John Barrowman dressed up as an SS officer, who obviously is a very gay man, singing in a super cab for. And I have to agree with Mel Brooks in that. You can't defeat the Nazis because that's what they do. That's why they got these intimidating uniforms. You can't beat them because they got rhetoric. How you can defeat them is to ridicule them.
Yeah, but that's a comedian doing it on TV, whereas somebody dressed up as a Nazi, like the Hello Kitty one, which is deliberately it's not based on anything. To ridicule them on TV and to make light of something is different than just going to a convention and dressing up one just for shits and giggles. I mean, me personally, for the Marvel aspect, the Hydra unit from what my take. I mean, I don't know from the artwork from the original comics early on. They might have had swastikas on, but it was created by two Jews as well.
Yeah, in the original, in the very first print of Captain America, it was swastikas, but later on, it just became the Hydra symbol.
Yeah.
In Cap 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Hydra uniforms were very distinct. They looked nothing like Nazis. Yeah, they looked basically like
being trench coats with huge flared.
They basically look like something out of Rocketeer.
That was deliberately to take away from the fact that we don't want to bring up the fact that there's Nazis. I know in the first film they actually mentioned Hitler, but they say we don't want nothing to do with that. We're doing our own thing now. We don't need Hitler. We're going to do our own thing. So if someone was going to do the movie version of Red Skull, it wouldn't be so bad, I don't think. Although they still have the SS on the lapels, and on the collars. So
I'm pretty sure when Hugo Weaving was human face Hugo Weaving, I think later on when he was like proper Red Skull, his uniform did dramatically change.
Black coat.
Big black coat with the. Yeah, so they had that in the comics. I think he had the big coat.
But that's the thing.
Post from MCM was, I'm thinking of cosplaying Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
Okay.
But when I told my girlfriend and family, they all called me a fucking idiot and stormed out the room. Does anyone think I'd have similar problems at con, or would it be alright? So obviously the picture.
Family gave the right answer.
But because I screenshotted two of the comments before it got deleted. Some guy put, yes, it would be kicked out of MCM Comic-Con. Joe Black responded, nope. I want to ban them, but the owner overruled me. And then Joe put down at the last comment before he closed the thread and deleted it, you are permitted to wear such an item, but, bracket, as you no doubt fully well know, bracket, you likely have similar problems for wearing it. So
Yeah.
the owner of MCM didn't ban it, but Joe wanted it banned, and it's like, why is the owner not wanting to ban it? This makes no sense.
Well, again, I guess it is just the difference.
There's not many characters that wear Nazi uniforms. Like I'm getting...
Not necessarily, because again, there's because going back to my argument about Nazi chic, because there was a lot of animes where there was an anime called there was an anime called Angel Sanctuary, where basically you had angels that basically wore SS uniforms. So it was like in one of the Iacons I went to, you had actual genuine surplus or reproduction SS uniforms, but they just had angel wings on them, and it was a case of
But that's the problem with Japanese anime. They don't know about European history and what the connotations are.
No, they don't. They just think it's cool.
That's the problem.
That's anime Nazi chic.
Because I remember seeing a program about someone went to I think it was like Thailand, and there was a market, and there was big. I know, obviously, I can't remember what it was that they had on display. Oh yeah, it was big T-shirts with swastikas on. But obviously, that's part of the culture. But it's just like, it was so weird to see like a huge T-shirt with a swastika on.
I think a lot of people need to remember though that
it's
the swastika was taken by the Nazis.
Yeah.
But it's never Hitler was obsessed with
power,
mythology, and pagan gods and that, and as well as other gods and that. And that symbol was used throughout history way before the Nazis as a symbol of peace. And same with the SS. Yeah, so
so I know it's all, but it's just like it's never going to go back to. Like, for them it's all right, but in
you
our
bring
culture,
it to Europe and everyone's going to just look at it and go, what are you wearing? That's swastika.
That's why it's banned.
Oh, it's not a swastika.
Well, to be honest, I'm surprised. I don't know whether or not, because a couple of London MCMs, I saw a bloke just walking around as Bin Laden. Matter, I think there's a picture of me as Connor stabbing Bin Laden. Now, if you were to do that in America, you would not last a second in America. Literally, I'm pretty sure, especially if you did that at Dragon Con, a guy would just literally get his gun out and shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Americans.
And I don't think nobody would stop. And nobody would stop that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
they'd hold him down.
Yeah.
Didn't something similar happen? Somebody dressed up as the Twin Towers with the airplanes.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah,
that was last year. They got very, very booted out very quickly.
Oh, I can imagine.
So,
I mean, there's some lines. There shouldn't be rules to say these things. It should be just common sense that you don't do that, because it's just the dick move to do.
Okay, so that's my we're gonna have to wrap this up in our consensus, but that's kind of but this is my consensus. That's sort of why I have to agree with Rose City Comic Con on this, because sadly we do live in the age where there are bellends that will basically
idiot.
that will defecate in your damn hallway because they're drunk. So so Rose City Comic Con, and they're trying to remove any remote possibility, because it's quite clearly stated, no, we're not going to let this rock. It's a damn shame that, if you were going to cosplay Allo, the producers, which I see as legit reasons to do Nazis, because that's fucking hilarious. That's how you beat Nazism. You laugh at these people, because you think about it. I think George R.R. Martin said, if you were to think, there were these people they dressed in all in black, and they put people in the oven, that you would kind of think, that sounds stupid. That kind of sounds made. Oh wait, that did happen.
But the problem is, from afar, if you see a Nazi uniform, you're just gonna think, why is that person dressed as a Nazi?
Yeah, you're not gonna.
You don't have time to explain to them, oh, I'm such and such from Hello, and it's like, it doesn't work that way anymore. As soon as you get a glimpse of someone wearing Nazi uniform, you're either going to get punched or shouted abuse at.
Okay.
And a lot of people might not have. I mean, my generation definitely know of Hello, and
I
yours.
Know Hello. I love Hello.
Greatest
but
thing ever.
The younger generation might not know of it. I mean, my kids won't know of it.
Millennials.
I mean, I know my kids are a lot younger, but
it's one of the
you can
funniest
guarantee a lot of teenagers don't. I'm not saying that. I mean, as cosplayers, we generally do watch animations, cartoons, and stuff like that.
They don't understand old school comedy.
Kind of sitcoms, like.
Well, hold up. Yes, just to stop you. Here's a one. What about Hair Flick? Because I did at one point. I think I even said it. Would it be wrong if I dressed up as Hair Flick? Because He doesn't actually, yeah, because he's a member of the Gestapo. And in theory, that's not Nazism. That's just the big black, well, just black trench coats and stuff like that.
To be
There
fair,
was like interrogation,
Gestapo,
wasn't there?
Yeah,
Gestapo were like they're like RMI6.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of still around today, but under a different name.
but yeah, he was just basically he was a stereotype from that guy from Indiana Jones. That's basically what he was, Hair Flick, and there was a case.
Because
Yeah.
Gestapo's also wore light grey suits compared to the SS who wore full-on black suits.
Yeah.
Same as Christopher Walt's character in Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah.
He wore a grey suit because he was Gestapo and not SS.
That's a good one. So in theory, would that still be banned, even though he is a
Don't know,
Nazi?
'cause
He is a Nazi, but he doesn't wear any swastikas and it's
The problem is, when you think of Nazi, you just think of German army.
that, which is not technically true. They were members of the Nazi parties. They were technically the Wehrmacht. So yeah.
It was a political party, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, but let me look at Christopher. Inglourious Bastards. Christopher.
All right, we'll get that, and then we'll just get our final consensus.
Let me have a look.
Okay. All right. So Sophie, do you agree with the ban, or not agree with it?
Yeah, in a way, I think that you shouldn't
Oh, he has 3 suits.
you shouldn't really do it, like not like Nazi uniforms and stuff. It's just not cool.
Okay.
Like, just don't.
All right. So
You'll get it's more trouble than it's worth, kind of thing.
all right. So that's two. That's 2 against Terry.
Yeah, I'm with the ban. I think the only exception is if you do like Hydra, where it's definitely different from Nazis. If you're doing a full-on Nazi costume, piss off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah, I agree with the ban. Also, Christopher, Inglourious Basterds. He doesn't have the swastikas on him. Well, he does one, but it's very small. It's on the bolt. It's on the eagle on his left arm.
Okay. So it's very. It's yeah. So it's basically
Plus he
unnoticeable. Yeah.
Plus, he wears the iron crosses, which are very Nazi.
I think if you think
Not
about
really.
it,
The Iron Cross is still used by the German army, so not really. It's the Wehrmacht. Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
if the Nazi party kind of took over, and that was the symbolism for everything, it would be like on their, so say like the coat of arms. So even the police might have had the Nazi symbols on there as well at that era. Not necessarily now, but because that was Hitler's what he envisaged was everything the same, master race and this, that and the other. The coat of arms for everything, police, whatever, political people.
Okay. So the final consensus is, yep, Rose City Comic Con were indeed pretty good idea to ban it. Though in the UK, it's not the case since we've not really had a Charlottesville, and it's a bit complicated because we do have reenactment groups, but even those are suspect because they've always been controversial because every time you read a newspaper, even though we're stretching out this consensus, when there was a 1940s weekend and there were people dressed up as Nazis and everyone was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think it's too raw still to.
Did you guys hear about the guy in Seattle?
Oh, the one who got punched.
Yeah, he was actually wearing a swastika on his arm, and he actually went around.
Oh, I saw
and then
that. Yes.
And the video was amazing. He just went, poof, and he just fell to the floor.
Down
It was
like a
the
stack of
best thing
spuds.
ever.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I saw about that, but he was like wearing just an actual swastika and yelling
he was
at
actually wearing
people.
He
He
was
was just yelling like slurs at people, and yeah.
Why? Okay.
I don't know why. Like some
Nazis are idiots.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, actually, no. Before I finish off, because I did miss one point. The reason why these rules definitely should come in place was somebody on the Dragon. Yep, ding. Somebody on the Dragon Con group, official, the actual official group said, yeah, next year for the parade. Yeah, for the parade, somebody made this proper suggestion in the official page. We should go as black, gay, Jewish Klansmen. Yes, I'm not making this shit up. There you go. That's the reason why we need to have these rules in place.
To be fair, Atlanta is in the deep south, so...
No, as I
People will get shot
well,
for doing that.
actually, no. I should point this out to you. I mean, while the state of Georgia is a redneck, the actual city of Atlanta is incredibly liberal, with actually quite a high capita of LGTB, community. So that's the reason why.
Rednecks.
So yeah, so the cities are incredibly liberal, whereas the state of Georgia. Hopefully, if there are Americans in the chat, they'll be free to correct me. But from my experience there, no, it was a very, very liberal city. And as pointed out in my Dragon Con podcast, ding, when all the street preachers were doing their street preachings, everybody from the Handmaidens, there was a Handmaidens cosplay group. They all flipped him off as they were walking past. And I want to get that video on YouTube, and I can't find it. But yeah, I thought that was great. The Handmaidens Tale cosplay group, they all flipped past the preachers as they were walking. And that sort of tells...
I remember seeing a video of, what's his name? The voice actor. Vic. No, is it Vince or Vic?
Vic Manana.
Yeah. Yeah. He shout him, talking down a God hate preacher.
Oh, I've seen that. It's hilarious.
All right, I need to look that up.
I think it's from Dragon Con last year. Or no,
Yeah.
or a con earlier this year. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely from last year, but yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay, cool. But anyway, folks,
I didn't know he was Christian until he started talking about the Bible.
Gotcha. Anyway, that's the end of the show. That's the end of the show. And like I said, all that's left to do is thanks to my guests. Thank you very much, Sophie. Kyoto Creations, is it?
Yeah.
And your YouTube channel where you keep getting harassed for $50 costumes.
Yeah, we don't talk about that anymore.
Okay, fair enough. And Terry Daedric Cosplay.
You got it right.
Yay! And that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or that's it.
Everywhere. It's all the same.
Okay, universal branding. And Heartbound Cosplay, Christian.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere apart from Twitter, where it's Heartbound Props, cause Twitter's a shithole.
And you keep saying that every time. But anyway, folks. But yeah, that's the end of the show, and hopefully we should get some new guests. I promise you, we will get some new guests. We're getting there. But anyway, adios!
Bye-bye.